when we read that fact pattern and said, that is really hokey. But because the restaurant bought a product that went through interstate commerce, they said, yes, you invoke the interstate commerce clause. If you think of the health care bill, you have a fine for the failure to buy something. It would be the first time in our nation's history that the failure to buy something is called commerce, and the first time in our nation's history that the not doing of something provides a tax. You know, the income tax, you got to earn a living. Sales tax, you got to buy a product. The health care bill, the failure to buy something taxes you. And many people think when they get that tax, they then get a minimal insurance coverage. When you get that tax, you get zero. It's going straight to the Treasury. So when you think of the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution, the takings clause, there's a really good argument there because they're taking your money and they're giving you nothing in return. You get no public benefit in return for that dollar. So I like to tell folks it's a living tax, because that's the only thing we're doing when we're taxed is living for that tax. So if the failure to buy something is commerce, then you ought to understand the 10th Amendment's worthless. Because if interstate commerce clause kicks in for the failure to buy something, then anything Congress wants to ever do is permissible. So it's a really good fact pattern. Now, am I going to sit there as a lawyer and say this is an automatic win? Absolutely not. You know, these Supreme Court cases are very much decided by who the 9 individuals are on that court. So I would suggest to you the faster this case goes to the Supreme Court, the better off we are. Because if a conservative retires or passes away and the president then is able to put a liberal, you got to fight for the other direction. So it's really not so important with Stevens and Kagan because it's liberal to liberal. But if we happen to lose one of the 5 conservatives, then we're in big trouble on this case and a lot of other cases.